Hello friends and welcome to another video lesson from DBR Stocks. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click subscribe and click the bell so that you can be notified of new uploads. This video is in the playlist called Derive Data in SQL. In this video, we'll be learning how to determine if a person is an adult or a minor using SQL. Okay, so that's it. Adult or minor in SQL. First, let's take a look at the contents of the table we're going to be using. So select given name, surname from employees, the table. So we only have 5 records. I'm not displaying all the columns, so you're not distracted. You will be focusing on these columns for now. Given name and then the surname. And the objective of the video is to learn how to determine whether this person is an adult or a minor. Okay, of course, based on the age. Yep, we already know that to know a person, if a person is an adult or not, we will look at the age. If it is person is 18 and above, then he or she is an adult. Otherwise, he or she is a minor. Okay, so to get to that, we will need to compute the person's age, and to do that, we will be needing the birth date of that person. This table happens to have the column called birth date, so no problem on that. We have that column called birth date. Okay, so I'll be using that. But first, let me just show you how we'll go about computing the age using SQL. So we will be doing a subtraction between a pseudo column in Oracle called sysdate or system date. Okay, for those of you who are not familiar, if you haven't watched my previous videos that relate or use sysdate, then sysdate means system date, and it is today's date, and it's obtainable from any Oracle table. Okay, so sysdate, you will minus from that the birth date. Okay, so sysdate minus birth date will give you the difference between those two values. Okay, so again, sysdate is a pseudo column in Oracle, which gives you the system date. Now let me just paste here a more complete syntax. Okay, so I am again selecting or querying the given name and the surname of the employee, and then after that, this expression. Okay, so sysdate, which is today's date, minus the birth date of that person. In Oracle, in SQL, and even other flavors of SQL, if you do a subtraction of two values of data type, then the difference will be number of days. Okay, again, a date value minus a date value gives you a value in terms of number of days. Okay, so we enclose that in pair of parentheses, and then because it's number of days, I want to convert it to number of years, which gives you the age of the person. So I will divide it by 365, which is the number of days per year. That's why I'm giving an alias here as age. Okay, and then if I execute this now, okay, for readability, let's just one line. Okay, so given name, surname, and this is the person's age, which is the result of this computation over here, which is system date, today's date, minus the birth date of that person taken from the table, employees, and then the whole, the result of that being divided by 365, which is number of days per year. Okay, so this is the number of years. Okay, but we're not there yet. Okay, so it doesn't look nice because it has a lot of decimal values to it. So we're gonna be using a number function called truncate, but it's written as trunc. Okay, so let's just move this a bit. Okay, so I've added on top of this existing SQL statement here, I've just added, for your comparison, I've added the function called trunc, which is short for truncate. And what it does is it doesn't do a round off, but it truncates, means it cuts off certain characters at the end. Okay, so in this case, I trunc and then I give a parameter of 0 after the comma. It means I just want to cut it off and remove all the decimal values. So like this one, 19.67, blah, 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 will become 19, and 18.5641, etc. becomes 18, right? So if I execute this now, give me just the whole numbers. Okay, so that's clean. We have better vision, we have better it's cleaner when we try to analyze this data, okay? So now we have side by side, given name, surname, and the person's age, which is computed by this expression over here, okay? We're not yet done, okay? So we're getting there. We know that a person is an adult if he or she is 18 and above, okay? The next thing we're gonna do is to do some logic to decide whether the 18, whether the person is an adult or not, okay? So we're gonna be using what you call a case statement, okay? I'll just put it in here and bring this up. So what happens is the case statement, okay? You can Google this if you wanna do a deep dive on it. But what it does, this is a basic syntax, the case, and then you end it with an end keyword, and optionally or ideally you put an alias, okay? In between the case and the and, then you have the expressions that will do the logic, the processing. So when is like an if, when a condition is like this, condition one, then display this, else display this. So there are at least two ways of writing this, and I could show you in another video, but not now. In my case, I'll be using an expression, okay? So in my case, I'm using an expression. For others, it is simply a column name. Say case column name, when value, then display this, else something like that. Okay, so I'm just pasting here the case statement. Okay, if you will see case, select again, the rest is the same. Okay, give a name, surname, and then the expression computing the age. And then the fourth column gonna be displaying is something that will process, that will determine whether the person is a minor or an adult. So case, when this expression, which is the same thing we have here, no, this. When this expression, the computation of the age, evaluates to greater than or equal to 18, then I should display adult string. This is string. Else, meaning the else of this is of course less than, okay? Else less than 18, then display minor, okay? And then and then the alias, okay? Case, and you put an alias, and in between you have something like an if then else statement. But instead of using if, you're using when. When condition one, or then display this. You could use some other, if there's another condition, then you can again say when condition two, then display that, and then just okay. Let's just execute this one. Okay, so presto, bravo. So select given name, surname, and then this third column here, which is a pseudo column. It's a compound column, if you may say, because I'm using a real column and then a pseudo column of Oracle. It's an expression in itself. So it's computing the age, okay? And then the fourth one is a case statement. Case is like an if then else statement. Okay, so case when this value, this expression evaluates to something greater than or equal to 18, then it should display adult. That's why you have this. 1, 2, 3. Else, if it's less than 18, then display minor. Okay. So there you have it, folks. In this short video, we have learned, I hope you have learned from me, how to derive whether a person is a minor or an adult, which of course we will be basing it on the person's age. But before that, what we did was to compute the person's age using this expression over here, which is sysdate minus the birth date column. Okay, and then we converted it to a simple conversion to 365, using 365 to convert the number of days, because in SQL, a date value minus a date value equals number of days difference. So you convert that to years by dividing it by 365, okay? So we have the age here, and then because it has a couple of decimal values to it, which doesn't look good, we use truncate number function to cut off the decimal values, okay, using 0 here. Okay, and then we have a fourth column, which is for display, and which will tell will tell us whether this person is an adult or not. Okay, and that's using the case statement. Okay, thank you for watching and listening. If you have subscribed, please subscribe and click the bell. And I will be seeing you in the next video.